But my people of Iduhu do not deserve. Sit down. You wait. Sit down. You wait. I'm not done. I'm going to come to you. It's good for you too.
Is this a mistake or misnomer? What is it? But Iduhu people, 60,000 of them, who host the heart and soul of this country's machinery, should not depend on. You wanted additional power, a devil came on stream.
Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the heart of political drama as we witness the Honourable Iduhu, member for Teary, deliver a powerful and emotional speech during the 2025 budget debate. Don't miss this gripping moment that's sparking conversations everywhere. Like, share, and subscribe to catch all the action, and drop your thoughts in the comments to keep the buzz going viral. Without further ado, let's dive right in.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Teary to address this House on this special occasion of the budget debate for 2025. And I thank all members of this Honourable House this afternoon for sitting through the day to debate and to consider these very important matters of. Mr. Speaker, I also join my colleague MPs honourable gentlemen and lady on this side of the House who have gone before me to address or offer critical analysis of the budget papers this morning. I take particular note of the debate by the Deputy Opposition Leader and Shadow Treasurer, Honourable James Namane, the Governor for East Sepik Province, and the former Prime Minister. And, Speaker, I take particular note of debate by the Honourable Sir Pukatemu of Abau District and the Deputy Speaker this afternoon. And more importantly, Mr. Speaker, I take a leaf out of the speech by the Deputy Speaker on two very important points. Number one, I take particular note of his sentiments in relation to the mode of distribution, the mode of structuring the budget. And I take particular note, in fact, of his comments in respect of the Melanesian way, that the Melanesian way is blind of any division, cognizant of the spread of the country and the needs of the nation. The spirit of the Constitution is truly the pronouncement of the Melanesian way, and that is equitable distribution of our nation's wealth in managing the affairs of this independent state of ours. Mr. Speaker, that would be the backdrop of my debate this afternoon. I want to flag that for the time being. More importantly also, he made a very important remark in relation to the accommodation or appropriation for Parliament in the 2025 budget. And the work of the Parliament is not so much into infrastructure in the House, the nice microphones and the possible PowerPoints you'll be putting on or the lifts. But I think more importantly also is the work of the committees of this attached to this Honourable House. These committees serve an important function to the life of the first, if not the second or the third arm of government, and that is the Parliament. The work of the committees cannot be understated, Mr. Speaker, and all the various aspects in terms of legislation, the Public Accounts Committee, of course, and in fact there are special parliamentary committees established for gender-based violence, and even law and order, and land reform. These are very important attachments of the Parliament. And to finance the Parliament, I am hopeful that we will make accommodation and not bother the Treasurer or the Prime Minister for accommodation, that this works of the committee should be accommodated out of this appropriation. But coming back very quickly, Mr. Speaker, to the budget itself, I make very short remarks and interventions I propose, and I'm hopeful that the good ministers of state relevant to each of these subjects will take note and the implementation and rollout of this important budget for 2025. Mr. Speaker, there was a remark in relation to the much talked about and debated Connect PNG program. I will reserve all comments and the rhetoric, but what's important for the people of Teary is this. Honourable Sir Pukatemu made a remark in relation to his part of the Magiahui rehabilitation program, a program which is underpinned by a contract executed in or about May of 2021 to the value of approximately 120 million kina. And that is And from Bautama to parts of, I believe, stretching into Rigo, it is given to Kana Construction. So, Speaker, that road has come to a complete stop in construction. So the section of road between Barakau and Gaire has been carved out, shaven clean, and there's been no attention, no sign of any work to be given to continue on that road. As I say this, the Magi Highway is likely to collapse this Christmas should heavy rains come through. What will happen is Sabore or Johnson Farm, where culverts are accommodating water to pass through, that road is already going to collapse, and there will be no Magi Highway going forward into 2025. So I'm hopeful that the 600 million accommodated will give some time and some appropriation and some emergency funding to that part of the. Meanwhile, I wish I could comment on the rough rides between Laloki Bridge and Brown River, which I understand is currently subject of litigation. I'm hopeful the lawyers charged with this task to defend the state are going to deliver the conclusion to that litigation sooner rather than later. A very important project for the rehabilitation of the Hiritano Highway, which serves not only Hirikwari, but Kairuku, Goilala, and the Gulf. So I flag this with the good minister to get cracking with the work and get to his lawyers to fix these two aspects of the Connect PNG. So far as relates Central Province. Mr. Speaker, law and order has been much talked about, and I'm comforted to see that this budget is styled a secure budget intended for giving the bigger budget to the police, RPNGC. But what baffles me, Mr. Speaker, is this. Come November, December of every year, we have I'm sure many districts receive requisitions from the RPNGC to support them in police operations for Christmas. That is a bit of a concern. When we have the biggest budget for this agency, the same agency is looking for money from members of parliament or districts who do not even have appropriation or allocation, because much of their program during the year on law and order is already expended. I hope also that the balance of the year, what remains before the accounts are closed, our policemen who are going to give us a safe and secure Christmas are going to be accommodated these appropriations, of course, from the balance of the 2024 budget. Going forward, however, this is something we should think again. A very important intervention I see in the speech by the good Minister for Planning, Honourable Sir Ano Pala, today. There's a whole host of these very good programs, but one that catches my eye is one very close to my heart, and that is the issue of land ownership or land formalization and the interventions that budget for 120 million. But it seems it's a bit more specific to certain projects. Yesterday or week before, just a couple of days ago, the Honourable Minister for Administrative Services presented a very important paper in this House. Pity I could not support that paper or debate on it. But in that speech, very important and salient remarks were made in relation to formalization. I believe the formalization of the economy starts with these two very important line agencies. I'm hopeful that we will align the aspect of customary land formalization and the work undertaken by the NID office to encapsulate the clans of this country and interface them into the formal economy. And while we're talking about expenditure, very little is said about revenue for the country. And only yesterday, a very important project was mentioned, and that is the Cocoa Lands Sugar Project, which is estimated, which requires and has an appetite about 40,000 hectares of land. And this sugar, Papua New Guinea, if we have gold, if we have cocoa, copra, if we have all this wealth of resources, I want to say here that sugar is indigenous to this country. Sugar and Bloyumi is not an introduced crop. It's indigenous to Papua New Guinea. So we shouldn't look very far. Hopefully there is some accommodation. This is a potential project that looks at about $500 million US of investment. Something not thinking. Before I sit down, Mr. Speaker, today is a very sad day for the people of Irikwari. It's a very, very sad day for people of Irikwari because I had a look at the budget books. The book na itanega na imba mo na, Mr. Speaker. 7 new districts this government set up. And in 2023, there was no accommodation or appropriation for new districts. So the Mariposa government learned of that slight, possibly oversight. Correct my choice of words if I misfire. So it made good in the 2024 budget by providing 35 million for 7 new districts. We also had discussions with the good minister for provincial local government to work together towards structuring the appropriation of these funds and implementation of it. Today is very, very sad for me and my people of Iduhu, 60,000 of them, because these budget books that are going to be made law today spells out in there that they will be getting zero appropriation for 2025.
I don't know.
Because apparently, somebody said, because the expenditure says 35 million drawn down. So said this is 5 million the Iduhu mi plan sabe. Because you know come lo account lo mi plan.
Damn now.
Lagu account in severe. The same time, this budget book say you are not going to get for 2025 because oil money so report line. You have not reported on the 5 million we purportedly gave you. This is a serious indictment on my leadership and the choice of the people of Iduhu who sent me to this house. I'm not sure if it's a typographical error by neglect or on purpose, but we seem to have been singled out. The district that provides power and water to the city, that provides land. The good book says, do unto others what you would want them to do unto you. We may have differing opinions on policy, but my people of Iduhu do not deserve to be put on the law that we will not be given 5 million kina. And 5 million, some of you get 20, 30, 40 million in project allocations, legal project, pet projects. We're trying to build a district.
Okay.
Sit down. You wait. Sit down. You wait. I'm not done. I'm going to come to you. It's good for you too. The budget books also have a problem in it.
We have a point of order. So, Honourable Minister, what is your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to correct a good member on his air. In the 24 budget, there was no 35 million kina. 24 budget, there was no 35 million kina allocated, but there is a 35 million kina allocated in the 2025 budget for the new districts. Thank you.
Honourable Member for
Mr. Speaker, I will maintain a question. The point of order can be noted. That's his point of order. That's his understanding of the books and how he reads it. Fact, 35 million is appropriated in the 2024 books for implementation for 7 new districts. Now, the expenditure aspect of the books also suggests 35 million has been drawn down. I'm only learning through the books themselves that apparently Iduhu will not be getting anything for 2025 because you have not reported on the funds you received.
No.
I'm just looking at my item in my book. You see, there's probably a mistake. I'm going to default it to mistake and typo. I don't think the good treasurer, the Prime Minister would even think it up like this. Even Ijivitari and Poponeta is confused as to which is the new one of the districts. Because Poponeta assumes the old infrastructure. In fact, Afore should be a new district. The books are. So what is is this a normal? What is it? But he required people, 60,000 of them who host the heart and soul of this country's machinery should not be penalized. You wanted additional power, a devil came on stream. Now you're discussing Narrow Brown. Yesterday, I saw some of my leaders sitting up in the gallery from Kokoda, from Kodu, Mount Kodu. We contribute much as many of you districts too. We pay required, this is not rhetoric. We contribute a lot. The PNG plant site sits in our district.
Damn now.
We're not asking for much.
We're not asking for what doesn't belong to our people. Something we contribute to.
Just be fair.
This is a real insult to my people. You contribute coffee, me too, we contribute coffee. You host the well, we host the plant that drives this nation. I don't see collect PNG money being pushed into Central Province. I don't see real innovation in promoting Kokoda. My mothers and my fathers from Macquarie still put bags on their shoulders and walk. Governor for NCD walks it. My good governor for Central walked it too. I walked it too. I don't think I can do it again. A lot of Macquarie people settle in the settlements here because they don't go back. It's a dreadful tourism thing. In the name of tourism, Molamblu suffer stuff. And now you penalize us this way. I hope common sense will prevail. some rectification will be done and will be restored. On top of this, God can bless you, bless him,
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.